Greetings, human beings. I am the Virgin Mary, recording this other video to give you more messages sent by YAHVE God Almighty. I am recording this video here, in this property where I live. This is the newly born kingdom of YAHVE God Almighty, established by YAHVE God Almighty here in this property where I live. Here is, I will show you, my baby church. Over there is the cross of my baby church. There is the door, that is the entrance of my baby church. Here I am walking towards the entrance of my school. I am going to say the address. The address here is, I will say it in Spanish because the Spanish language is the language spoken here in this country. This country is El Salvador. The address is Colonia, El Salvador, Pasaje La Virtud, propiedad número 21, number 21, property number 21, Mexicanos, San Salvador, El Salvador. Now I am going to say some messages that I have written down. I am going to sit down to say those messages to you, human beings. In these days, today it is August 15, year 2017. There was a big situation of violence in a city in the United States of America. That is the reason of the message I am going to give you now. My message starts like this. Human beings, the new order of things is going to start very soon. Very soon. In the new order of things, it is the will of YAHVE God Almighty that a white person has to marry a white person. A brown color person has to marry a brown color person. A black color person has to marry a black color person. A yellow color person has to marry a yellow color person. YAHVE God Almighty created the races. White race, black race, brown color race, yellow color race, and the planet Earth was more beautiful white color people with their beautiful features, beautiful faces, beautiful hair color, beautiful eye colors. I am not a white person, but when I see a white person, I see how beautiful is a human being that YAHVE God Almighty has created. And I have to respect the will of YAHVE God Almighty of having created such a beautiful human being. They are also big, strong, intelligent. I can show to YAHVE God Almighty how respectful I am to Him by respecting the human being who is white, so beautiful. I have seen white people that their beauty is so big that I become speechless. Looking at them, their eyes, their eyelashes, their nose, their skin, their lips, the color of their eyes, the color of their lips, the color of their hair. YAHVE God Almighty sees how I appreciate His creation, a human being so beautiful. YAHVE God Almighty sees the feelings inside my heart when I see that person, the feelings that I have towards that person when I see that person so beautiful. YAHVE God Almighty can measure how big is the love that can be inside my heart when He sees the way I see a human being who is so beautiful, and that I am not. I am not that beautiful. I am not ugly, but I am not that beautiful. YAHVE God Almighty can see the measure of how humble I can be in the presence of His will of having created that person so beautiful. It was His will, and His will has to be done. Also, when I see a black person, I see the features the black person has. I had to be respectful of that person. I had to obey YAHVE God Almighty, His will of having created that person in that manner with those features. Also, when I see a yellow color, person. Also, when I see another brown color person like I am, only the Catholic Apostolic Roman religion can teach you how to behave in front of the creation of YAHVE God Almighty, and how to treat other human beings. Right now, the Catholic Apostolic Roman Church has been invaded and transformed into the gigantic prostitute. You cannot trust somebody who says, I am Catholic Apostolic Roman, but that person goes to the church Catholic Apostolic Roman of the world. There is no love in that person. You have to trust only the members of my Catholic Apostolic Roman Church, in which only Catholic Apostolic Roman priests of saintly behavior can enter to give Mass. And here in my school, where only Catholic Apostolic Roman priests of saintly behavior can come to give catechism and teach the Catholic Apostolic Roman religion, which teaches love, the love of God, obedience to God, respect to God and to others. How can we say to YAHVE God Almighty that we love Him if we don't love other human beings, no matter the color? How can we say to YAHVE God Almighty that we obey Him if we don't respect and love other human beings, no matter the color? I am going to end this video here now. I don't want nobody to be promoting hatred against people who is more beautiful than they. They know they are beautiful. They need help. They need to be respected. They need a place for them. They have to marry among them only, because they are so beautiful and so easy to be envied. White people who is beautiful, strong, big, intelligent, they need a space only for themselves, and they have to marry only among themselves. That is what they need. That is what they want. Also, YAHVE God Almighty wants that for each of His races that He has created. He has created all of those races in the world. I am going to end this video here now.